A slap echoes in the marble hallway. Rachel Everly stands stunned, her cheeks stinging. She tastes copper on her lip. No context, no explanation, just raw, jarring pain. At the far end of the corridor, Landon Blackwell glares at her. His eyes burn with fury. His tailored suit is immaculate, but his composure is shredded. He raises his hand again. She doesn't flinch. Instead, she meets his gaze, silent and unyielding. A single gold bracelet slides down her wrist. It clinks against the floor. She doesn't move to retrieve it. Her breathing is shallow. Her heart hammers in her chest. The overhead lights feel too bright, exposing her vulnerability. Down the hallway, two staff members freeze. They pretend not to see. In this house, no one dares to intervene. Landon points a trembling finger at her. His voice comes out low, like a cornered predator. "You think you can leave?" Rachel. She says nothing. Blood drips from her split lip. His rage is absolute. Her defiance is a red flag to an unstable bull. A door slams somewhere upstairs. It hardly registers. The air is thick with tension, an unspoken threat. Landon steps closer. She smells expensive cologne mixed with the sour tang of anger. Without warning, he seizes her wrist. Her pregnant belly is visible beneath the silk blouse she's wearing. She tries to pull away, but his grip tightens. She inhales, forcing strength into her voice. "Don't." He smirks. Or what? Silence. Neither moves. The staff quietly vanishes, closing doors behind them. Not a single witness remains. Then, a noise from outside. Tires screech on the gravel driveway. Rachel's eyes flick toward the front entrance. She wonders if help has arrived, or if it's just another package delivery. Landon's hold loosens for half a second. She yanks free, stumbles back, and braces a hand on the wall. She cannot leave. Not yet. But she can't stay either. She straightens up. Her voice trembles, but her words are clear. "I've made my decision." He exhales, eyes brimming with contempt. "You signed your life away the day you married me." A raw hush falls over the corridor. Her lips part, but no sound escapes. This is the quiet before a storm. She can sense it gathering. In her mind, she begs for time to speed up, to carry her away from this brutal moment. She doesn't realize tears are falling until they drip off her chin. Landon steps back. He straightens his tie. His posture stiffens, a fortress of arrogance. Then he delivers his final blow in a calm, lethal tone. "Consider this your last warning." Footsteps retreat. A heavy door slams, rattling the frames on the wall. Rachel stands alone. A bruise spreads across her cheekbone. Her unborn child shifts inside her. She breathes in, shallow and unsteady. Then she whispers, "I can't live like this anymore." No explanation, no background. But the real story hasn't even begun. Morning creeps over the Blackwell estate. The tall windows overlook manicured lawns. Everything appears pristine, except for Rachel's swollen face. She stands in a secluded side room, nursing her bruise with an ice pack. A timid maid, Carmen, peeks in. "Ma'am, your father's attorney is here." Her voice wavers. She's seen too much. Rachel nods. She gathers what's left of her composure. Steps out. She tries to ignore the hush that follows her in the hall. Household staff avert their eyes, praying not to be implicated. In the main drawing room, a soft-spoken man stands near the fireplace, Theo Larkin, her late father's lawyer. He's dwarfed by the opulence marble floors, antique furniture, ornate chandeliers. Yet his presence feels solid, grounded. He looks up and sees her bruised cheek. Concern etches his brow. He sets his leather briefcase on a chair, steps toward her. "Rachel, dear God, what happened?" She almost laughs at the obvious question. Instead, she just says, "It's nothing. I fell." He searches her eyes. He doesn't believe her arm. He also knows better than to press the issue in this house. He exhales. "I have the documents you requested." She glances at the thick folder. She'd asked him to update her father's trust distribution months ago, but Landon had intervened, saying it was unnecessary. She knows the truth. Landon is controlling her inheritance. Her father's fortune is her only chance at securing a future for her unborn child. Theo's tone is hushed. We might have a problem. The trust states you must remain married to claim certain assets. A wave of nausea rolls through her. This is exactly how Landon wields power. He's convinced the board of trustees that she's too fragile to handle finances on her own. She touches her belly. She can't let him trap her like this. She looks at Theo. Is there any loophole? He hesitates. We can push an appeal, but it requires time and a stable environment. If you separate from Mr. Blackwell right now, you risk losing everything. Everything, including any financial security for her child. Her heart feels heavy with an ancient injustice, a system rigged to keep her silent. From the hallway, she hears Landon's laughter. The sound twists her stomach into knots. He's probably in his study, celebrating some new deal. Or maybe he's just mocking her. Theo gently places the folder in her hands. Take your time. Think carefully. She grips the papers as though they're her lifeline. Without the trust's funds, she's stranded. But staying means enduring Landon's wrath, day after day. She sets her jaw. Soft steps approach behind her. Carmen appears again, carrying an envelope. She hands it to Rachel with trembling fingers. Courier dropped this. Ma'am. Rachel opens it. Inside, a single sheet of paper with bold letters, evidence of your betrayal. No details, no signature. A threat. Her pulse pounds. The walls feel closer. She glimpses Landon's figure through the open door, watching her from across the foyer. A silent observer. A predator. She swallows hard. Injustice weighs down every breath she takes, but she won't break. Not yet. Outside, birds greet the sunrise. She wishes she could join them, flying far beyond these toxic walls. Late afternoon, sunlight casts long shadows across the polished floors. Rachel slips into the library, seeking a moment of quiet. She's flanked by towering shelves of old leather-bound volumes, each representing a world far less cruel. Soft footsteps echo behind her. She turns, expecting Landon, but sees someone else, Grayson Cross, the estate's new security consultant. His broad shoulders fill the doorway. He looks out of place among these dusty books. Grayson clears his throat. Mrs. Blackwell, are you all right? She hugs her arms. It's Rachel, and I'm fine. He steps closer. Careful. I saw you in the corridor this morning. You seemed hurt. She stiffens. How much has he seen? He's only been here 2 weeks. Hired by Landon after some alleged security threat, she suspects it's just another way to watch her every move. She forces calm. I tripped. He looks unconvinced. Right. Well, if you need anything, I'm around. She notices the sincerity in his dark eyes. He might be a guard in Landon's domain, but something about him feels, well, different. Still, she can't trust anyone. Not in this house. He lifts a worn paperback from a nearby table, reads the spine inheritance rights in historical context. He raises a brow. Light reading. She shrugs, trying to understand how wealthy families used to manage property. Maybe learn from the best. He sets the book down. Hope you find answers. She nods politely. He steps back, leaving the library. With a soft click, the door closes. Silence folds over her like a heavy cloak. She spots an old photo pinned to the library wall, her father and mother, smiling in front of a smaller, simpler home. She was just a toddler then. She presses her lips together. She can't recall seeing that kind of smile from Landon. Real warmth, real love. Her phone buzzes in her pocket. She checks the screen, a blocked number. She answers warily. Static. Then a hushed voice stops searching. Rachel, or it'll get worse. She freezes. Who is this? A click. The line goes dead. Her heartbeat thuds in her ears. The envelope earlier. The call now. Fear ripples through her. She steps to the window, draws the drapes aside. On the driveway, she notices a black sedan idling. Inside, a figure stares up at the house. She can't see their face, but she feels their intent. They're watching her. Another buzz. A text message this time. No sender ID. One sentence. Don't defy him. Her grip tightens on the phone until her knuckles whiten. The sun dips lower, painting the estate in crimson. She imagines it's the color of a warning. If she does nothing, she'll remain caged here, under Landon's thumb. If she fights, she could lose her child's future. Either way, injustice shadows her every step. She closes the drapes. This library once felt safe, a haven of knowledge. Now it's just another room in a grand prison. Somewhere in the house, Landon's voice booms, commanding staff, controlling everything. She exhales, feeling corners of her soul begin to crumble. She isn't sure how much more she can stand. Night settles over the estate. In the grand dining hall, a lavish dinner is laid out. Rachel sits at one end of the long table, Landon at the other. The atmosphere is frosty, silverware clinks on fine china, but conversation is non-existent. Landon finally speaks. "You look tired." She lifts her gaze. "I didn't sleep well." He smirks, slicing into his steak. "Your father's old lawyer was here. I hear something about the trust." She feels her stomach knot. He must already know every detail. "Yes, Theo had some updates." He sets down his fork. "Rachel, do you really believe you can handle those funds on your own tour?" He stops, eyes drifting to her abdomen. Pregnant, emotional. Her jaw tightens. "You're not my guardian." He wipes his mouth with a linen napkin. "I'm your husband." It's all the same. Tension crackles. She glances at the windows, darkness pressing against the glass. She wonders what secrets lie beyond these walls. A phone buzzes. Landon checks his messages. A small smile curves his lips. "Excuse me, I have to deal with a pressing matter." He stands, brushing imaginary crumbs from his suit. She watches him leave. The moment he's gone, she exhales, feeling a weight lift. She's about to get up when Grayson steps inside, eyes scanning for potential threats. She waves a hand, exasperated. "There's no danger here." "Mr. Cross." He shrugs. "Your husband wants the estate monitored." She frowns. "Constantly." He nods. A beat of silence. Then he lowers his voice. "Can I ask you something off the record?" She tenses. "Depends on what it is." He glances at the door Landon just used. "What exactly is going on here?" She contemplates lying, but something about Grayson's concern breaks through her defenses. She meets his eyes. "I'm trapped. He's controlling me, my finances, everything." Grayson's expression hardens. "That's not right." She almost laughs at the understatement. "No, it isn't, but I don't see a way out." He hesitates. Then he leans in slightly. "I've seen men like him in my previous assignments. They thrive on power. The moment they sense disloyalty, He trails off, letting the implication hang. Her throat constricts. "You're telling me I should surrender?" He shakes his head. "No, I'm saying be careful. He won't go down quietly." She nods, eyes stinging with tears she refuses to shed. "Thank you for caring." He studies her bruise again. No one deserves that. Footsteps echo in the corridor. Landon's return. Grayson straightens, adopting his professional stance. Rachel forces composure as Landon reappears, phone in hand. He eyes Grayson and Rachel suspiciously. Everything secure. Grayson nods, stepping back. "Yes, sir." The tension thickens. Landon moves past them without a word. Rachel stands there, heart pounding. She catches a glimpse of Grayson's troubled face. It's the first time someone in this house has acknowledged her suffering. Yet she knows it changes nothing. Not yet, because Landon isn't done and she's still under his roof, bound by a trust she can't access. and a future she can't protect if she dares to defy him. Early the next day, Rachel searches the attic. Dust particles swirl in the morning light. She pushes aside old trunks and boxes, hunting for anything her father might have left behind, any clue that can free her from Landon's control. She finds an old chest, corners reinforced with tarnished metal. She lifts the lid. Inside are family photographs, diaries, and a small stack of legal documents. Her heart quickens. Carefully, she flips through pages. They detail a land purchase her father made in Redwood County 2 years before he died. She spots a signature that isn't her father's. Her brow furrows. Who forged this? She keeps reading. The property was transferred quietly, months before her marriage to Landon. It references a certain Blackwell corporation. Her pulse races. Landon never mentioned any connection to her father's holdings. A single folded letter slides out from between the sheets. It's addressed to her father but never opened. The return address is from an unrecognized name, Ophelia Bird. She hesitates, then unfolds it. The date is old. Inside, the writer pleads for help. Your business partner is destroying families in Redwood. He's using intimidation and bribes. Please, if you have a conscience left, stop him. Rachel's hands shake. The letter suggests her father might have been involved with someone, maybe Landon's father or uncle. She's not sure, but the tone is desperate, the details grim. Mentions of illegal deals and forced evictions. She stares at the name Ophelia Bird, chewing her lip. Why did her father never respond? Did he ignore it, or did someone intercept his mail suddenly? Footsteps on the attic stairs. She tucks the letter in her jacket. Grayson emerges. He glances around. You weren't in your room, I had to check. She stands, brushing dust from her jeans. I'm fine, just looking through old memories. He notices the open chest. Finding anything useful? She senses caution in his voice. She can't fully trust him yet, but something pushes her to share a fragment. I discovered a letter accusing someone connected to Blackwell of corruption. Grayson's gaze sharpens. This could be dangerous to them if it's true. She nods, voice low. Yes, and it might be my only bargaining chip. He steps closer, lowering his voice. If Landon is anything like the men I've seen, he'll bury that evidence. And he won't hesitate to bury you along with it. She meets his eyes. So what do I do? He exhales. Document everything. Make copies. Keep them safe, Yamame. If you can prove wrongdoing, you could force him to give up control. She swallows hard. That means war. He nods solemnly. You're already in one. This just levels the battlefield. They stand in tense silence. A dust-laden sunbeam cuts through the gloom. She realizes this letter might be more than just a clue. It might be the key to unraveling Landon's entire empire. Her mind whirls with new possibilities. She wonders how her father got tangled in all this. Did he do it willingly? Or was he deceived? She closes the chest. A sense of purpose flickers inside her. Wow. She has a lead now, a hidden piece of Landon's puzzle. The scales begin to tip. But how far does this corruption spread? And will the truth set her free or plunge her into deeper danger? That afternoon, Rachel drives to a quiet address on the outskirts of town. She's never come here before. The house is modest, paint peeling, windows shuttered, a stark contrast to the grandeur of Blackwell Estate. She clutches the letter from Ophelia Bird. She knocks. After a long pause, a woman opens the door, a silhouette framed by dim light. She's older, with weary eyes that size Rachel up. Ophelia Bird. Rachel asks softly. The woman's gaze darts to the letter in Rachel's hand. She nods, stepping aside. Inside, the living room is cramped. Stacks of newspapers and boxes line the walls. It smells of dust and old coffee. Ophelia motions Rachel to a worn armchair. She sits on a couch that sags in the middle. Her voice is raspy. How'd you find mine? Rachel offers a faint smile. I found your letter among my father's things. Victor Everly was his name. Ophelia's expression flickers recognition. Sorrow. Maybe anger. Victor never answered me. I begged him to step in, to stop the Blackwell deals. Rachel's heart sinks. I didn't know about any of this until now. Please tell me what happened. Ophelia stares at a framed photo on the coffee table, a younger woman, perhaps her daughter, standing in front of farmland. Her voice trembles with the memory. Blackwell Corporation came to Redwood with big promises. Just housing, investment, but they forced families out. They bribed local officials. They turned neighbors against each other. Rachel grips the letter. My father's name was on a land transfer. Are you saying he colluded with them? Ophelia sighs. Colluded maybe. He might have signed documents he didn't fully read. Or maybe they tricked him. I don't know. All I know is, after that deal, the bulldozers came. Rachel pictures farmland being leveled, people losing everything. Did you try to go the public? Ophelia's laugh is bitter. Yes, and look where it got me. Blackwell's men shut me down, threatened me. My daughter left Redwood to find work. She never came back. A heavy silence follows. Rachel's mind races. If her father was used by the Blackwells, then Landon's inheritance is tied to corruption. That means she has leverage. She meets Ophelia's gaze. I'm pregnant. My husband, Landon Blackwell, is controlling my father's trust. I need evidence to break free from him. Something that proves wrongdoing. Ophelia's lips thin. She stands, crosses to a battered cabinet, and retrieves a small folder. I kept copies of everything I could gather. Didn't do me much good, but maybe it'll help you. She hands the folder to Rachel. Inside are photographs of farmland protests, testimonies from angry residents, scribbled notes about bribes, a hidden blueprint of cruelty. Emotions tighten Rachel's chest. This is bigger than personal oppression. It's a tapestry of lies that ruined lives. She gently closes the folder. Thank you, she whispers. I swear I'll use this for good. Ophelia regards her with a mixture of hope and caution. Be careful. Blackwell doesn't lose gracefully. Rachel stands, determination stiffening her spine. She glances at the photo of Ophelia's daughter once more. She sees heartbreak in that single image. Heartbreak that could have been prevented. She leaves the house, folder clutched to her chest, pregnant belly feeling heavier than ever. A new perspective ignites inside her. This isn't just her fight. It's for everyone Landon has harmed. The sun sets behind her as she drives away, a silent vow burning in her heart. Rachel parks near an abandoned warehouse on the edge of town. She's come to copy the documents before risking them at home. The place smells like dust and forgotten memories. The hum of a lone photocopier echoes. She spreads out Ophelia's evidence. Pages list bribes, forced evictions, payoffs to local enforcers. She scans them one by one, her hands shaking at each horrific detail. This is her first small action, a step toward fighting back. Suddenly, her phone buzzes. An unknown caller. She answers, whispering, "Hello." Static crackles. Then a low voice, "I know where you are." Her heart pounds. She glances at the dim corners. Could someone be watching from outside? She tries to sound calm. "Who is this?" No response. Just a menacing hiss. Then a click. The call ends. She secures the fresh copies in a plain envelope, tucking them into her purse. She leaves the originals in a locked file cabinet behind a broken desk. Not perfect, but safer than bringing them all home. Exiting the warehouse, she clutches her car keys tight. She scans the deserted street, half expecting a dark figure to emerge. The sky is a steel gray, threatening rain. She can't stay long. As she steps to her car, a black SUV pulls around the corner. She recognizes one of Landon's hired men behind the wheel. Panic surges. She ducks behind another vehicle, pressing her back against cold metal. Her pulse drums. The SUV creeps along, headlights sweeping the empty lot. If they catch her here, they'll take the documents. Or worse, her child kicks inside her. A reminder she can't afford to fail. After a tense minute, the SUV continues past. She breathes again, then slips into her own sedan. She doesn't start the engine yet, just breathes in, out, fighting tremors. Finally, she drives. Rain begins to fall, tapping the windshield in a relentless rhythm. She arrives at a small convenience store. Stepping inside to buy a disposable phone, she knows her personal phone is compromised. It's time to communicate through safer channels. Inside the store, neon lights buzz overhead. The clerk barely looks up, dealing with a half-broken register. She selects a cheap phone, pays in cash, and shoves it in her purse. Another quiet act of rebellion. On the way back to the estate, her mind spins. She has proof. She can expose Landon's corruption, but she's also certain he's on to her. The risk is tangible. She's not sure how far he'll go to keep his empire intact. When she nears the estate gates, her phone rings again. This time it's Grayson. She answers, "Rachel, where are you? Landon's been looking for you." Her chest tightens. "I'm heading in now." Grayson's voice lowers. "Whatever you're doing, be smart about it." He's suspicious. She pulls up to the guarded gate. Rain-soaked staff wave her through. She exhales, determined. "Thanks for the warning," she says, then hangs up. Driving through the gates, she feels a flicker of hope. She's taken a step, however small. She hasn't lost everything yet. The storm is intensifying, but she senses a path forming. Even if the next wave tries to crush her, she refuses to go under without a fight. Back at the estate, Rachel enters through the side door. Lightning flashes beyond the tall windows, thunder rattling the glass. The storm outside mirrors the turmoil in her chest. She slips down the corridor, avoiding staff. She needs to hide the envelope with copied documents. A small closet near the rear staircase might work, behind old linens and cleaning supplies. She's about to stash the envelope when a voice startles her. "Rachel, is that you?" She spins around. It's Grayson. His damp hair suggests he's just come in from the rain. His eyes flick to the envelope in her hand. "What's that?" She hesitates. They share a mutual respect, but trust is still fragile. "Just private papers." He studies her, noticing the tension in her posture. "I saw Landon. He's in a rage. Something about Redwood County. He threatened to fire half the staff if they don't cooperate." Her stomach twists. Did he discover Ophelia's name or sense that Rachel found evidence? She glances at the envelope, then meets Grayson's gaze. "I need to protect this." He steps closer. "Give it to me. I'll keep it off sight." "He won't search my place." She hesitates, heart pounding. If Grayson is loyal, this might be safer than any hiding spot in the estate. But if he's working for Landon, it's a trap. A roll of thunder shakes the walls. She clutches the envelope. "Why would you risk that?" He exhales. "Because I've seen what men like Landon do. I was a bodyguard for a senator once. He had secrets that ruined lives. I stood by, following orders, and people got hurt. I won't repeat that mistake." His voice holds a quiet conviction. She studies his face. She senses raw honesty beneath the surface. Finally, she nods. "All right, take it." She hands him the envelope. He tucks it inside his jacket. "I'll make sure it's safe." Footsteps echo from the main hallway. They share a glance, then slip into the shadows. Through a crack in the door, Rachel sees Landon striding by, phone pressed to his ear, face contorted with anger. He pauses, eyes scanning the corridor. For a tense moment, Rachel fears he'll yank open the door. Then he continues, footsteps pounding away. She exhales. Grayson checks the hall, then whispers, "I'll leave now. Be careful." He disappears into the dim corridor. She remains, pressing her back against the closet wall, adrenaline surging. She's pinned in a high-stakes game. Minutes later, she emerges. The house is eerily quiet. She creeps upstairs and to her bedroom. Rain streaks the balcony doors. She steps onto the balcony, letting the storm's cool air wash over her. Lightning illuminates the sky, revealing the estate's rolling lawns. She wonders if Grayson got out safely. Inside, her phone lights up with a new text from a blocked number. "You can't hide from what's coming." Her lungs tighten. Anxiety flares. But she also feels a glimmer of triumph. At least the crucial evidence is no longer in the house. She strokes her belly. I won't fail you, she murmurs, thinking of her child. Thunder booms. She senses the second wave of conflict about to hit. She braces herself. If Landon finds out Grayson is helping her, there will be consequences. But for the first time in months, she feels a faint surge of empowerment. A few days later, dawn breaks pale and cold. Rachel stands in the foyer with a small suitcase. Her plan is to visit her late father's old attorney, Theo, for legal advice. She can't rely solely on hidden evidence. She needs an official strategy. Landon storms in before she can slip out. He blocks her path, eyes blazing, going somewhere. Her heart skips. Yes, I have a doctor's appointment. I might stay in town for the night. He narrows his gaze. You didn't tell me. She lifts her chin. I don't have to. A muscle in his jaw flexes. His phone rings, interrupting the standoff. He glances at the screen. I have a call. Don't move. He steps into the next room, voice low and urgent. Rachel seizes the chance. She rushes outside, where Grayson is waiting by a car. He gestures to her suitcase. Let's get moving. They drive off, tension thick. She keeps checking the rearview mirror, expecting Landon's men. Grayson's hands grip the wheel. At a traffic light, she exhales. You sure no one followed? He scans the mirrors. I'm sure. Oh. They reach Theo's office, an unremarkable building in a quiet district. She heads in. Grayson chooses to wait outside, keeping watch. Inside, Theo greets her warmly. Then he notices her drawn face. Rachel, what's happened? She lays out the Redwood County evidence. She explains the secret property, forced evictions, and how it ties back to the Blackwells. Theo's expression darkens. He flips through the folder Grayson brought earlier. If these documents are legitimate, this could open a criminal investigation. But it's risky. Landon has connections. He'll fight tooth and nail. She glances at her belly. I need to protect my child. And these families who lost everything, this can't stay hidden. He leans back. We can file a motion to separate your trust from any Blackwell dealings, citing moral and legal breaches. It's complicated, but we have a shot. Her shoulders slump in relief. Thank you. Suddenly, the office door bangs open. A pair of men in suits stands there, Landon's lawyers. The older one, Victor Grant, points a thick binder at Theo. We have a cease and desist here. Miss Everly is meddling in privileged corporate files. Theo stands, outraged. This is her father's trust. She has the right to review related documents. The younger lawyer smirks. Not if it violates Blackwell Corporation's confidentiality agreements. They shove paperwork at Theo. One sneers at Rachel. You're playing with fire. The Redwood allegations are slanderous. If you leak them, we'll sue you into oblivion. Rachel's chest tightens. She expected pushback, but not this fast. She glances at Theo, who seems rattled. The older lawyer steps closer, lowering his voice. Go home, Mrs. Blackwell. Drop this. You'll lose everything if you proceed. Her blood boils. She stands tall, ignoring the tremor in her legs. I'm not backing down. They trade glances, eyes cold, then prepare for war. They sweep out, leaving the door gaping. Theo looks pale. They move fast. We can still fight, but be ready for a brutal legal battle. Rachel gathers her documents, hands shaking. The storm just intensified into a full-scale gale. Outside, she meets Grayson's worried glance. She's lost any illusion of safe progress. She's in the third wave now, where everything collapses before it can rise again. Back at the estate, early evening, the tension is tangible. Landon waits in the foyer like a coiled serpent. The moment Rachel and Grayson walk in, he pounces. His voice erupts. Where the hell have you been? Rachel, she hands Grayson her suitcase. Stepping forward, I had legal business. Theo and I are Landon cuts her off, voice booming. You're plotting against me, against this family. Behind him, several staff hover, eyes wide. Grayson stands at Rachel's side, fists clenched. Landon jabs a finger at Grayson. And you. I hired you to protect the estate, not to chauffeur my wife around for secret meetings. Grayson's tone remains level. I protect people, not secrets. Landon's lip curls in disgust. He snaps his fingers, and two additional guards appear. Escort Mr. Cross off the property. He's fired. The guards move in. Grayson tenses, but he glances at Rachel, who shakes her head subtly. No violence. He surrenders. They seize him by the arms. Before they drag him away, Grayson locks eyes with her. Don't let him break you. She manages a nod, tears brimming. Then he's gone. Landon rounds on her. You dare bring your father's lawyer into this Redwood County. You have no idea what you're messing with. She steadies herself. I know enough. I know you profited from land deals that destroyed lives. His glare hardens. You can't prove anything. She squares her shoulders. Watch me. Silence stretches. Then Landon laughs, cold and sharp. You're out of your depth. If you go public with these lies, I'll ruin you. I'll make sure you never see a penny from that trust. Your child will be born penniless, with no father, no security. She feels a pang of fear, but she forces it down. I'd rather be broke than live under your thumb. He narrows his eyes, considering, then, in a sudden twist, he softens his tone. Rachel, think rationally. We can settle this privately. You drop your crusade, and I'll let you keep the estate. You'll have every comfort. Our child will grow up wealthy and respected. It's a tempting lie. She sees the manipulation. No. He slams his palm against a nearby table. The vase on it trembles. Then you leave me no choice. He pulls out a folded document from his jacket. A petition for sole custody. I'll claim you're mentally unstable, unfit to parent. Her stomach twists. Her greatest nightmare. He leans in. You said you'd rather be broke than be under my thumb. Fine. Try being a mother with nothing. I'll drag you through every court in this state. I'll paint you as a delusional woman who imagines conspiracies. She stands there, heart pounding. The staff retreat, sensing the escalating confrontation. The air hums with dread. He steps back, sliding the paper into her hand. That's my final word. I suggest you sign the settlement instead. Avoid the public humiliation. Avoid losing your baby to me. She can't form words. He leaves her standing alone, the petition burning in her grip. A confrontation has erupted, but this isn't over. The truth is too big, too real to hide. She feels a swirl of panic and resolve. She looks at the heavy door where Grayson was taken away. She wants to chase after him, but her fight is here. Landon stacked the deck. She must find a new way to turn the tables. An hour later, Rachel slumps in a dim study on the second floor, staring at the custody petition. It's detailed, accusing her of paranoia, emotional instability, and reckless behavior endangering the unborn child. Her stomach churns. Soft footsteps approach. She looks up, expecting Carmen or another maid. Instead, she sees Elaine Cross, Grayson's younger sister. Rachel recognizes her from the day Landon interviewed Grayson. Elaine had come to deliver some references. Elaine closes the study door quietly. She's petite, but there's a determined glint in her eyes. I heard what happened. They threw my brother out. Rachel sets the petition aside. I'm sorry, it was Tom. He was trying to help me. Elaine nods. He told me. I used to work for a law firm. I might be able to give you a hand. Off the record. Rachel stares in surprise. Why would you do that? Elaine's office wavers with contained anger. Landon forced Grayson to sign a non-disclosure agreement. My brother can't testify for you in court, or he risks legal retaliation. But there might be a loophole. Rachel's pulse quickens. Tell me. Elaine produces a small flash drive. Grayson recorded certain interactions around the estate. Not official security footage, just personal logs. If we can prove Landon's abusive behavior, or show he's been threatening you, The court might see that you're not the unfit parent he claims. Rachel's eyes widen. Video evidence of him hurting me. Elaine nods. Some, plus audio recordings of his rants. Grayson kept it as insurance if Landon ever turned on him. Hope stirs in Rachel's chest. This could be a game changer. But won't that violate Grayson's NDA? Elaine shrugs. If the recordings were done outside official capacity, it's murky, and I'm not under any agreement with Blackwell. I can deliver them to your lawyer. Rachel's hand trembles as she takes the flash drive. Thank you. This might save me and my baby. Before Elaine can respond, a loud bang resonates from downstairs. Voices shout. It sounds like Landon's men. Elaine tenses. I need to go. Don't let them see me here. She slips out a side door. Rachel tucks the flash drive into her jacket pocket, adrenaline surging. She has more than Redwood County evidence now. She has direct proof of Landon's cruelty. She quietly leaves the study. On the staircase, she spots Landon lecturing a guard. He's furious, barking orders about locking down all entries and no one leaves without my approval. Rachel retreats, heart hammering. She can't let him corner her again. She returns to her bedroom and locks the door, leaning against it with a ragged breath. Lightning flickers through the window, illuminating her reflection in a mirror. She sees a woman on the edge, terrified, bruised, but holding on to a flicker of resolve. She reaches into her pocket, pulling out the flash drive, a single object that might shift the entire confrontation. Redwood corruption plus documented abuse, enough to bring down Landon's fortress of lies. Thunder shakes the glass. She whispers to herself, he won't take my child. He won't bury the truth. But she knows Landon will fight like a cornered beast. She can almost feel the next twist lurking. He has resources, lawyers, and no conscience. Still, she refuses to surrender. With shaky hands, she hides the flash drive inside an old music box on her dresser. Then she braces herself for the final storm that's about to break. Dusk settles. The estate's lights glow in solemn rows. Outside, security teams patrol, shutting gates and combing every inch. A hush of foreboding fills the corridors. Rachel hurries to the kitchen, heart pounding. She wants to slip out, get the flash drive to Theo before Landon locks down the place fully. Carmen, the maid, stands near the back door with worried eyes. Carmen whispers, they're watching all exits. But there's a service tunnel in the basement. It leads outside the grounds. Rachel grasps her hands. Show me. Carmen nods. We have to be quick. They descend the creaky stairs to the basement. Old crates and utility shelves line the walls. Carmen moves a heavy shelf aside, revealing a narrow passage. It's used for deliveries sometimes. Rachel steps through the damp, dark corridor, each footstep echoing. She clutches the music box, the flash drive rattling inside. If she can make it out, she'll deliver this evidence to Theo tonight. A sudden beam of light cuts through the tunnel. Landon's voice echoes from the far end. You think I wouldn't find out? Rachel. Her breath catches. Carmen gasps. They see Landon's silhouette, flanked by two of his men. He looks monstrous in the flickering light. Rachel steps back. She's trapped between Landon and the exit. His voice drips with malice. You really thought you could run, hide your precious evidence from me. He signals to his men. They move in, blocking the passage. Carmen trembles beside Rachel. Rachel tries to stand firm. I'm done being afraid of you. Landon smirks. You'll wish you had been. One guard lunges. Carmen screams. Rachel scrambles away, pressing her back against the cold stone wall. Her swollen belly twinges with panic. She can't fight them physically. In a desperate move, she tosses the music box under a crate. The guard grabs her arms, twisting them behind her. She cries out in pain. Landon steps closer, eyes flashing. He's about to speak when a sudden burst of commotion erupts behind him. Grayson charges in with Elaine, having forced their way past security. Grayson slams into one guard, knocking him down. Elaine wields a flashlight, smashing it into the second guard's shoulder. Chaos ricochets in the tight space. Landon whirls around him. You, he snarls. Rachel seizes the moment. She wriggles free of the guard's grasp. Carmen helps her up. The corregidor is a melee of fists, curses, and desperation. Grayson pins the first guard to the wall. Elaine helps subdue the second. Landon stands alone now, glaring at Grayson. Traitor. Grayson spits back. Better than a coward. For 1/10 second, Rachel thinks they'll kill each other, but footsteps echo from overhead. More of Landon's security. Grayson shouts to Rachel, "Run! Get out now!" She hesitates, scanning for the music box. She sees it under the crate but can't reach it. Elaine, noticing her line of sight, dives for the box. She snatches it just as more guards flood the tunnel. Rachel yells, "Come on, Elaine!" And Carmen scramble toward the exit. Grayson hurls a pipe at the overhead light, plunging the tunnel into darkness. Then he follows. Landon's roar echoes in the shadows. You can't escape me. They burst out into the stormy night. Rain slashes across the overgrown exit. Adrenaline surges. Elaine clutches the music box to her chest. They dash toward Grayson's truck parked discreetly in the nearby brush. The engine roars to life. Headlights cut through the darkness. As they peel away, Rachel's heart thunders. Landon might regroup, but for now, she's free of his estate. With the evidence in hand, she glimpses a path to final confrontation. Thunder booms overhead. The final showdown is set. They don't stop driving until they reach a half-lit parking lot behind a closed diner. Rain hammers the roof, headlights reflecting off puddles. Grayson kills the engine. Silence envelops them, except for the storm's steady drum. Rachel hugs herself, shivering. Elaine offers her a blanket from the back seat. Carmen sits in stunned silence, eyes glazed with shock. Grayson turns to Rachel, voice low. Are you okay, the baby? She nods, though tears track her cheeks. We're safe for now. I need to see Theo. We have to file for protection, for custody, everything. Elaine takes the music box, pries it open. The flash drive rattles inside. She hands it to Rachel. This is the smoking gun. Right, Rachel exhales. Yes, it has Landon's abuse on camera, plus Redwood County docs, enough to bring him down. Carmen speaks up, voice trembling. But he'll come after us. He has guards, money, lawyers. Rachel clasps her hand. We can't let fear stop us. If we stay silent, he wins. Grayson checks his phone. I've got calls from unknown numbers. Probably Landon. He won't rest. He'll declare you a runaway and claim you're unfit, especially if you're on the streets. Rachel steels herself. Then let's not be on the streets. We'll go to Theo's office or even the police station. But first, I need a moment to breathe. Lightning flashes outside. They can see silhouettes of distant buildings. Elaine opens the door, slipping into the rain to collect her thoughts. Grayson follows to keep watch. That leaves Rachel and Carmen alone. Carmen fidgets with the edge of the blanket. I don't know how to feel. I was just a maid. I never thought I'd be in the middle of this. Rachel reaches out. You did nothing wrong. You tried to help me. That means the world. Carmen's eyes brim. I was terrified. But seeing what he did to you, I couldn't ignore it anymore. They share a small moment of mutual understanding. Then Elaine taps on the window. There's a 24-hour courthouse in the county seat. We can file an emergency petition for a protective order in custody protection. It's a drive, but we can make it. Grayson slides back into the driver's seat, soaked from the rain. Let's move before he tracks us. I know a route that avoids main highways. Rachel nods, wiping her tears. She stares at the flash drive in her hand. This is her chance. She pictures her unborn child, remembering every bruise Landon inflicted and every lie he told. She feels no guilt. He deserves whatever justice can deliver. They pull out of the lot, tires splashing through standing water. The diner's lone neon sign flickers behind them. For a moment, the future feels uncertain but hopeful. As they drive, Rachel's mind drifts to the Redwood families, the forced evictions, Ophelia Bird's heartbreak. This battle isn't just personal. It's about all the people Landon crushed. She gazes out the window at the swirling rain. The final confrontation looms, but a sense of calm settles over her. She's no longer trapped in that mansion. She's in motion, actively fighting. Carmen dozes off, head resting on the window. Elaine guides Grayson with directions. Rachel cradles her belly, whispering a promise to her child, "I'll keep you safe." And so they drive into the storm, determined to find a dawn after the darkest night. Hours pass. The storm starts to ease as they reach the county seat. Street lights reflect off puddles in the deserted roads. It's past midnight, but the courthouse remains operational for urgent filings. They park near an imposing stone building. Its pillars loom in the dim light. Rachel steels herself, stepping onto the slick pavement. She braces a hand on her belly, feeling a contraction stir. Fear pricks her she's early, but stress can trigger labor. Grayson, Elaine, and Carmen flank her. Together, they climb the courthouse steps. Inside, fluorescent lights buzz. A tired clerk at the desk glances up, eyes widening at the group's damp, worried faces. Rachel speaks first. "I need to file for an emergency protective order. My husband is dangerous." The clerk nods slowly. Name she draws a breath. Rachel Everly Blackwell. The clerk types, then slides over forms. "Fill these out. We'll see if a judge is available." They settle on a row of plastic chairs. Elaine helps Rachel navigate the legal language. Grayson watches the door, scanning for threats. Carmen stays close, offering tissues for Rachel's tears. Minutes stretch. Finally, a bailiff calls them forward. They pass through a corridor lined with official portraits. At the end sits a small hearing room. There, a weary judge in black robes examines Rachel's forms. He gestures for them to speak. Rachel recounts the abuse, the Redwood County scandal, and the custody threats. She presents the flash drive. Elaine explains what's on it. The judge listens intently, occasionally raising eyebrows at the details of corruption. When Rachel finishes, the judge exhales. "These are serious allegations. You have evidence." She hands over a written statement from Theo, plus digital copies. "Yes, Your Honor." He rubs his temples. "I'll grant a temporary protective order, but the permanent order depends on a full hearing." "You understand that means Landon Blackwell will be served within 24 hours. Rachel nods. "I want him to know he can't intimidate me anymore." The judge signs the order, stamping it. "File this at the clerk's window. A hearing date will be set." Relief surges through her. She thanks him, voice shaking with gratitude. Outside the hearing room, the corridors feel sterile, but Rachel breathes easier. She has a shield against Landon, even if temporary. A rumble of pain tightens across her abdomen. She winces, bracing against the wall. Carmen notices. "Are you okay?" She forces a smile. "I'm fine. Just a contraction. Probably false labor." Grayson's concern is obvious. "Let's get you to a hospital just in case." Rachel hesitates. "We need to file these papers. Then maybe I'll see a doctor." Elaine rushes ahead to the clerk. Grayson supports Rachel's arm, guiding her carefully. 15 minutes later, everything is officially filed. The clerk hands them copies. The county sheriff will serve Mr. Blackwell with the order. If he contacts you, call 911 immediately. They exit the courthouse, stepping into a calmer night. The rain has slowed to a drizzle, streetlights haloed by mist. Rachel closes her eyes, tears mingling with raindrops. She's confronted him with legal force. She's one step closer to protecting her child. For a moment, she almost feels victorious. But a nagging voice reminds her Landon won't just roll over. He has endless resources. He might challenge the order. He might retaliate. Still, she clings to hope. She has the Redwood evidence, the abuse recordings, and an emergency order. She's not powerless anymore. They pile back into Grayson's truck. The first rays of dawn creep over distant rooftops. She leans her head against the seat, exhausted yet resolute. No matter what comes next, She's taken a stand, and there's no going back. They drive to a modest motel on the outskirts of town. The neon sign flickers in the early morning haze. Grayson checks them into 2 rooms under assumed names. It feels surreal, Rachel Everly Blackwell, hiding in a budget motel. But it's necessary. Inside the cramped room, Carmen helps Rachel onto the bed. Elaine closes the curtains, shutting out the rising sun. Grayson paces near the door, phone in hand. Rachel breathes through another wave of contractions. They're sporadic, not full labor, but she's well aware the stress can bring the baby sooner than expected. She's relieved to have the emergency order. For now, at least. Landon can't legally approach her. Elaine sets her laptop on the small table. I'll back up everything again. No chance for it to vanish. She glances at Rachel. You need rest. Grayson kneels beside Rachel, voice gentle. You want me to find a doctor? We can't risk your health. She manages a tired smile. Let me sleep a bit. If it gets worse, we'll go. Carmen hovers, wanting to help but unsure how. Rachel squeezes her hand. Thank you for standing by me. All of you. Grayson stands, crossing the room. He speaks quietly with Elaine, discussing security. They plan to rotate watch shifts, ensuring no one sneaks up on them. The tension remains high. Finally, exhaustion takes hold. Rachel's eyelids grow heavy. She drifts into a restless sleep. She dreams of redwood farmland, bulldozers roaring. Then she sees Landon's sneering face. She jolts awake, sweat beading on her forehead. Hours pass. Afternoon light seeps through the curtains. Rachel wakes to find Carmen and Elaine gone to grab supplies. Grayson sits by the window, reading a text message. He looks grim. She rubs her eyes. Bad news. He lowers the phone. Landon's lawyers are moving to challenge the protective order. They're claiming it's fraudulent. Also, there's a rumor Landon's filing an immediate appeal for custody on grounds of mental incompetence. Her heart pounds. He's not giving up. Grayson shakes his head. He never does. She exhales shakily. Then her phone buzzes with an unknown number. Expecting another threat, she steels herself and answers. A woman's voice crackles through. Rachel, it's me. A pause. Ophelia Bird, I heard you expose the Redwood scandal. A local reporter is contacting me for an interview. I'm ready to speak on record. Rachel's eyes well up. Ophelia, that's amazing. She glances at Grayson, who nods encouragingly. Ophelia continues, voice trembling with raw emotion. People are finally listening. Thank you for not letting them bury what happened in Redwood. They exchange a few more words of gratitude and hope, then hang up. Rachel smiles through tears. Something good is emerging from the wreckage. Grayson steps closer. This is it. Landon's cornered. The Redwood families. The abuse footage, everything lines up against him. Rachel's relief is overwhelming. She pictures the final court hearing. Landon forced to face justice. She imagines raising her child free from fear. Suddenly, Elaine bursts into the room, face pale. Carmen stands behind her, eyes wide. Elaine's voice shakes Rachel. We just heard from a detective friend. There's a sealed police report from 5 years ago. Rachel sits up. Police report about what Elaine swallows hard, about Landon's first wife. She disappeared under suspicious circumstances. The case never concluded. They suspect foul play. A cold wave of horror floods Rachel. She'd heard rumors Landon was widowed, but never pressed for details. Now a new possibility slams her like a sledgehammer. Grayson's eyes darken. If that's true, your situation might be even more dangerous. He could, Rachel's voice trembles. He could kill me and claim it was an accident, like he might have done before. Silence. The weight of this revelation sparks a final shock, hinting the worst is yet to come. The story may not end with a court victory. There's a deeper, darker truth lurking, and so ends this chapter. With justice in reach, yet overshadowed by a terrifying question, what really happened to Landon's first wife? Part 2 begins here.